Hey guys, Ashley here. So I'm at this beautiful creek today because I feel like something wants to be said about flow. In today's video, we're going to talk about flow and what it means, or what is flow to start with, what it means to be in flow, what it feels like to be in flow, and maybe even what you can notice when you're not in flow. And then lastly, if you're not, how do you get back into flow? If you like my videos, if you get any value from my videos, if you just love my energy and think my haircut is super cute, press subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. So, what is flow? Well, I think it's just a way of being. It is just being. And what is that? The water here at this creek is just flowing. It's not thinking about what I have to do tomorrow or whether this video is successful or not. It is just being. It is just present in this moment. I feel like that's a lot of what I struggle with. Is I'm constantly in my head and constantly thinking about things. Being here in nature isn't actually being, it's doing. We came out here to sit here and I'm gonna meditate and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z instead of just sitting and just being, just breathing, just hearing the sounds of nature, feeling the water against my feet, being present in my body. It's a practice. It's a practice to just be. It's a practice to notice your own flow, to be in your own flow. But with that practice, you'll start to become more attuned to what your flow feels like in your body when you feel in flow. What does it feel like to be in flow? How do you know if you're in flow? For me, I feel like there's a sense of ease. There's a sense of just happiness, a sense of knowing that this is what is right. And at first, I feel like my conditioning wants to take me out of that and wants to be like, no, we got to plan this out. We don't know what's happening tomorrow. And that, to me, starts to put me in panic, starts to put me in anxiety, worry, all signs that I know I'm not in flow. I feel like when I'm in flow, I'm not only happy, but lighter. I dance a lot. I make a lot of fun little cute movements and sounds. And when I'm not, I'm very reserved and shut down because I don't know what to do when my flow is being blocked. So it's finding out what it really means for you to actually be in flow and practice it. Practice it a lot. Get yourself into flow states frequently, or things that you feel may put you into flow states. What could those be? I'd say probably more so along the lines of finding what you love or what really lights you up. And maybe you don't know what that is right now, but that's also a practice, is finding out what genuinely lights you up. How do we get into flow? So I'd say we kind of touched on that a little bit with the last one, but yeah, it looks different for everyone. And like I said, I start with meditation. I feel like that's something that's easily accessible to everybody. Even if you're a person who says, I can't meditate, my mind always gets in the way, I've tried it so many times, you can, because I was 10 times worse. It is about the dedication and the practice and putting yourself first. There's always so many more things to do than just sit there and meditate for 20 minutes. I totally understand it. But if you're dedicated to this idea of true freedom within you and can really feel that that's what you want, is total fulfillment in your own life, then this is something that you can put the time and the practice into. It's not something that's been taught to us. It's not something my parents ever did. So it's not something you're going to be good at to begin with. And I feel like that deters a lot of people is, well, I sit and I can't concentrate. And that's part of the practice. I'd also say though, that for me, for flow, it's about finding what you love. And that as well is a journey. I feel like for so long, I was never taught that there's things that you could love and that you should pursue them. It's always been putting other people first, making sure other people are happy. That's part of the learning how to put yourself first. It's not selfish, I'm finding. People may think that it's selfish, but that's how they were also conditioned. So it's kind of scary for somebody to step outside of the norm. So either way, getting back to that is finding the things that you love to do. And you may not know what that looks like, and that's okay. But keep leaning into it. Find the things that excite you. Also taking a look at the things that maybe you're already doing. Because if they're not fulfilling you, then why are you doing them? I had always did things that I thought that I loved, but really they were in the name of a poor self-image, doing certain activities because, well, I didn't like the way my body looked, but I also love doing this, so I'm going to do it all the time, but really it's because I didn't like who I was, or I was doing it because I wanted other people to think I was cool, for notoriety, for validation. So what would it look like to do something that is authentically you and only for you? And you may, once again, you may not know what that looks like, and you may shame yourself about some of the things, because I know for a while some of the things that were coming up for me felt very childish. Like, why would I want to go do that? You know, that's something that 9-year-olds go sign up for. But if it excites you, and maybe you don't understand why, go do it anyway. Who cares what other people think? Who cares that you're the only adult there in a group of potential teenagers? It's tapping into what excites you and what will make you happy. Realizing you may not be good at it when you first begin. And that's okay. Keep going anyway. Because if it's something that feels good inside of you and lights you up, this is how you get flow going. Because when you're not feeling like this, that's when you're out of flow, when you're out of alignment, when you're not being yourself. Flow is a new concept for me. You hear it all the time. People talk about it all the time, and you just kind of nod along because you don't want to sound like an idiot who doesn't know what flow actually means. But I feel like it's different for everybody, and it's really tapping into what it means for you. And that also includes what it means for you, how to get into flow, and what it feels like when you're not in flow. If you have any further questions, please put them down in the comments. I would love to discuss more about this and get other people's perspectives of what it looks like to be in flow. So thank you again, and I hope to see you in future videos.